This video is sponsored by BigMarleyMMA.com. Kyle Marley is up over 250 units in the last 2+ years on his premium bets. Go to BigMarleyMMA.com and use the coupon code PROSPICKS at checkout. That will get you 10% off his weekly packages.
I would like to see the striker do it, but I think Yoel Romero, with his wrestling and his power, I think, and he's got great stamina as well. I'm going with Romero on that one.
That's an interesting one, but I'd have to still give it to Yoel. I don't know at what point he's going to look old in there, but at some point it's going to happen. You would think, but yeah, I have to give it to Yoel.
Depends. I think a big factor is it depends what Uriah Hall shows up. I think Uriah Hall, when he's on it, when he comes into it, he's dangerous, very, very dangerous. He has to be one of the most athletic and technical strikers in the game, right? But Yoel, mate, he's a special beast. So I don't know. No one can count him out, I reckon. It's hard to say. I think, honestly, I don't. Even fights Yoel loses, he doesn't look like he's lost almost. You know what I mean? He's a little like that, and from the minute the door of the octagon shuts to the second before it opens, you can feel he is one tap from finishing you at any point. So and with his new fight style, he's so energy efficient. He can just run that for a while. Honestly, I'd probably lean towards Yoel because he is much more consistent.
Yeah, that's going to be super interesting. But it might be one of those fights again where you're just like, oh, this is going to be a good one. And then it turns out not to be. The edge to Uriah Hall. I think he will pull it off actually in this one. Yeah, Uriah Hall.
Oh, man, I don't know. That last Romero fight doesn't give me a lot of confidence, but I know what he's capable of, and Uriah Hall, we know what he's capable of. It's just going to be one really explosive fight. I'm leaning towards Romero because I think he's toughed out not more dangerous positions, but he's had tougher fights where it looked bad and he managed to come back, where we've seen Hall, when he fought Costa, he looked really good until he got hit with that last jab that it just made him, I don't know if it was on the nose, he broke his nose or something, but I just feel one dealt with adversity a little bit better and was willing to go through a little bit more pain to get the win. So based on that, I have to lean on the side of Romero.
Hard to bet against Romero. Hall loses a decent amount, but you can't ever count out Hall. He caught that jump spinning back kick TKO on Gegard Mousasi. I think that Romero will win, but I don't think I'll put money on it either way because Hall's too much of a wild card.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yoel, man, he puts that slow pace and he kind of lures you into that whole thing. But I think Uriah Hall's tricky. He throws spinning techniques. He throws wild things. Yoel's a guy that you're probably not going to put away, though. So, I think Yoel, his experience might play a factor in this fight. I hope he wrestles. He's got that wrestling, and he doesn't really use it a lot. But if he does in this fight, I think he can get a decision.
I'm going to go with Yoel because I know he knows that the fans, the world, the UFC expects fireworks out of him after that last performance. I'm not going to hold that last one against him because Izzy is a hard guy to figure out. He gives you a lot of orthos, southpaw, a lot of different looks. So I get that. He kind of got overloaded. You can't do that against Uriah. I want you to go out there and be the Yoel Romero that we all love to see. Use your wrestling, use your explosive striking, just do something. And I expect him to. I'm picking him.
Yoel Romero. Yeah, Yoel Romero.
That is a great fight. Man, that's a great fight. Because I can see Uriah Hall trying to keep the distance and using his footwork to land some kicks and circle out. But with the way that Romero fought Adesanya last time, he may try to pull back and draw him in and then explode and go in. If he just goes striking with him, I see there's a chance for Hall to outpoint him. You know, but if he tries to smother him and wrestle him and make it a dirty fight, almost the way he fought Luke, you know, then I would say it will go with Romero. So you know what, I'm that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Yeah. Like I'm seeing like all the trying to be like Doctor Strange, seeing all the possibilities right now. I'm gonna say if it plays out the way that Romero fought Adesanya last time, then Hall. Yeah.
I don't know. They're both like they both have like the explosive style, but Romero I think has a little bit more of an advantage. You know, he's a little bit more quicker and has the better wrestling. So if I were to choose, probably leaning towards Romero.
It depends on which Yoel shows up, right? Because like he could touch you once and you could fall over. However, if there was ever a person judging off Yoel's most recent fights that had a good chance, it would be Uriah Hall. We saw in his fight with Paulo Costa, Uriah Hall, he did a very good job early of keeping him away with the jab and some long kicks. Costa, of course, just kept walking forward and slugging. However, Yoel doesn't really fight like that, right? He walks forward, but it's kind of like a burst, and then he's been hanging out a lot lately. So if Yoel comes to like hurt him and charge him and take him down, which would be the smartest thing to do in my opinion, then I would say Yoel. But judging off his recent fights, you know, and again, they've been 5-round fights. Maybe he'll treat a 3-round differently, but based off what I've seen recently, I would go with Hall being able to outpoint him and just keep him, just play keep away. Just basically play tag with him long enough, frustrate him once in a while. When you get out of the way, hit something big. Probably won't get a finish, but he'll be able to get the job done.
Come on, man. Romero's going to spank that kid.
You know, Yoel Romero is fighting like he doesn't need to fight anymore. You know, he got that like, what is it, $12 million from that lawsuit or whatever it is. And it really showed in his fight against Israel Adesanya. Like, he just goes, he's not fighting for the money, so it's not like he's going to take any risk. Like, why would he risk injuring himself when he doesn't need the money? So I don't understand why he's fighting, because it shows. When he goes, all his fights ever since that lawsuit, he's not that killer that everybody thinks he is. He just goes out there and he's just like, I think in his last like 3 fights, he's like thrown the least amount of punches or done the least amount of anything ever, period, that anyone's ever done. So it's like, why is this guy even in there? So I want Uriah Hall to get in there and smash him, but Yoel Romero he has the potential to kill anybody if he wants to. He just hasn't wanted to lately. So that's a hard one, but I think Yoel should take that one.
That's a very tough one, man. I have a lot of stake in that. I love them both. Both those guys are awesome people. And it all really depends on which Uriah Hall shows up. Now, if we see the same Uriah Hall that showed up when he fought out Antonio Carlos Jr., where he was just attacking, going when things go, I think he's gonna do very well. But if it shows up the Uriah Hall that fought Paulo Costa, where he was doing good, there's a lot of things that didn't go his way, and he kind of, broke in that situation, then Yoel is gonna take that.
Yoel Romero, Uriah Hall. That is an interesting fight. I like Romero. I like Yoel Romero. I think he's such a. You've seen dudes look like a Greek god. Dude's like in amazing shape. So I think he's gonna do it. And that wrestling is like absolute tier 0. So yeah, I think he does it.
That's an interesting fight. I'm gonna go Yoel just because I love Yoel, but I don't have any reasoning as to why. Just because I love him.
Can't go against my dog. Can't go against my dog. So you already know Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall gets it done.
I gotta go with the Cuban papi, Yoel Romero, man. Gotta go with the Miami dude.
Ooh, that's awesome. I'll go Yoel Romero too. Decision.
Man, I don't know, honestly. I feel like I want to honestly go with Uriah Hall. Like, I really like Uriah Hall, and I feel like he's been kind of having like a little tough time with some fights, you know what I mean? But he's a very talented guy, and I feel like he's starting to become one of the underrated fighters, right? I really like Yoel Romero too, but I feel like he's been kind of, how can I say, it's like lethargic in his fights lately. Like, he doesn't have that same that same explosiveness and that same hunger, right, to fight. So I'm kind of leaning towards Hall in that one.
Thanks for watching this video, sponsored by BigMarleyMMA.com. Kyle Marley is up over 250 units in the last 2+ years on his premium bets. Go to BigMarleyMMA.com and use the coupon code PROSPICKS at checkout. That will get you 10% off his weekly pack.